Hello, I'm Dr. Anthony Basil, and I'm here to talk about the qualities of a lecture to promote engagement and maximize learning outcomes with non-traditional students. This outline shows the topics that we'll be discussing. First of all, what do you do before the teaching starts? Are there any icebreakers that you can use to help learn a little bit more about the profile of the students and to form a common bond? What about the teacher's qualities? Are there strategies to enhance engagement and learning outcomes? If you're doing this online, what about the webinar design? And then we'll finish off with a summary. So it's important to establish a profile of the cohort you are teaching. An icebreaker can be a good way to form common language. You can see my website as an example because I often use this when I present my research at international conferences. How do you define knowledge? Is it a product that can be delivered, or is it more of a process that we can experience? Is it an abstract concept or a tacit experience? Or is it either or, but somewhere on the spectrum in between? You're invited to review other posts to this question to see if you want to comment or revise your definition. Before teaching starts, it's important to be able to ensure that the students have the appropriate background knowledge and skills. So, for example, if you're going to be writing an essay for the assessment, do they have mastery of the English language and the capability of writing a document the size of your word count? If it's a presentation, have they been given the skills and experience of doing verbal expression? If there are maths involved, for example, statistics for a survey, has there been some form of introduction to this skill and the use of any appropriate software? Of course, if you're doing some type of case study, project and time management for dissertations would be very important. Teachers as facilitators is not just about transferring information. We also need soft skills as well as the subject knowledge. Effective communication skills are important. Clear and consistent communication helps non-traditional students stay informed and engaged. This includes providing detailed syllabus, timely feedback, and utilizing various communication channels to reach each student effectively. So some areas that we would want to see would be empathy, that the teacher is approachable, flexibility, that they can adapt the curriculum as they're going along, bringing in innovation for the interactive teaching methods. This may include using certain technologies. And that the tutor has cultural sensitivity and is inclusive, because these students come in from different parts of the world and have different expectations. Teachers as facilitators and not just transferring information is important. Some of the strategies that we can implement will be to have active learning techniques. this means that the students are generating the knowledge as well as participating in seminar interactive discussions or learning simulations. Using technology is important because if we're doing a blended or an online course, there are a number of different tools to promote interactivity and engagement. And providing real-world applications is important because we want to have the learning applied when they graduate, when they leave the lesson, to be able to use in an interview or in a project in the workplace. So that means that the learning environment that we're using needs to be supportive. Not only do we want to have the information there, but we want to be able to encourage the students to collaborate and communicate and provide a study partner and peer review. Finally, the assessment needs to be in line with the learning outcomes. So we want to have a degree of flexibility in interpreting this within the limitations of the quality assurance and learning assurance of the validation of the module. So online tutors need to be able to adapt their pedagogic design to take advantage of the media. So here are a few techniques that I've used in the past. For example, if you're in Teams and you have the text chat open, you can ask the students questions and have them vote by giving a thumbs up or a sad face. That works very well if you've got a large number. If it's a small number, you can just have them post in the text chat yes or no. Getting the students to participate means that you want to have more questions than statements. When you are going through the curriculum, don't simply have them be passive listeners. Ask questions and get them to be in the role of researchers or consultants. So, for example, if you're talking about a topic and a new technical term or new subject-specific vocabulary comes up, then you can get the students to do a search and post a link into the text chat that can be used then as part of the bibliography that they're referencing. Throughout the session, web links can be posted and added. So in the end, we can have a peer review of any draft work that is being done, and this can be recorded, which provides them with an additional resource. Don't forget, we need to get permission of the students when we are recording. So in summary, here are some key takeaways. You want to think of the lesson more as a business than having it as an academic classroom. So if we're switching our hats around, the tutor then becomes the project manager or the boss of the group of students, not as academics, but as employees or consultants. And we want to encourage these employees to collaborate. So if they're doing research, they can share the different research sources, and this becomes a study partner model. And we want them to actively use the learning management system, the Microsoft Teams environment, and AI wherever possible. Of course, you need to reference any of this. I hope this has been useful. Thank you very much for your time. Please do email me if you have any questions. Bye now.